notice how many times I've touched my face while we're sitting here? Like, holy cow. Anyhow, I just want to say to everyone, welcome to ACTLA's virtual law firm. You are all members. Isn't this amazing? So I'm in a firm of about 20 lawyers. I'm the only personal injury lawyer. My partner that does personal injury law retired on 2 months' notice in the fall, and I've inherited these files. And so, you know, I was a little bit busy when the pandemic came, but nonetheless, I went out first to, well, there's some other groups I'm on, but one of the first ones, of course, is ACTLA. They are so crucial, and the recommendation number 13 from the Law Society is be, you know, part of your Trial Lawyers Association, the CBA. I'm both. I'm everything. Lisa, when they start giving stuff out, and it's like we're students again. So if you've got your practice going where you work a reasonable amount of hours, put in the extra hours. I already was paperless, so I had time, and I say, you know, civil trial lawyers, why don't we make an emergency response team? And it was like, yeah. And we're busy dealing with no fault and all these kind of issues that are coming up, and dealing with our clients and how did they get treatment, you know, and there's so many issues come on. But me and Terry came to our emergency response team because he'd been through the Fort Mac fire. So I just want everyone to know that if you have not been through your own you know, processes, we'll come out the other side. And I just want to make sure that we come out better. You know, not picking up the pieces of, we all say, oh, gee, this is too tough. Let's just go out there, get it, and hope we don't die. No, we can do this virtually. To me, there is no choice. And so I say, if it's between the computer virus and the coronavirus and the human virus in the middle, game on, we're going to win. So that's where I come from. And so this is our first session. And if there's a need out there, we're totally prepared to give you all the tools that you need. You'll see that we said invite a friend. The fact that so many people could come to this today, when we sent out notice late on Monday, you're all amazing. So I really appreciate that, and it makes us feel like we're having an impact. We're going to have you just all stars. I said, I have to figure out all this stuff, because in addition to my clients, inheriting my clients from my retiring partner, you know, doing my volunteer work, figuring out, like my nanny is remote. So if you have your nanny remote, that means you have to figure out the dishwasher, you know, and I know people shouldn't feel sorry for me, but I did my dishes 2 weeks by hand, because I didn't have time. I was too busy trying to get all these emergency response teams together, because I've lived basically, you know, almost a pandemic. I've been through a recession as a student where I felt very powerless, trying to, you know, get work going and get big buildings when my, you know, my strength is that I work really hard and I work really fast, and then there's not enough work. So then I couldn't golf to impress my partners or whatever it would take at that time. So I know what it feels like to be helpless, and it was like the most helpless thing. So I think I've got this paperless office. I've got it. Like, I've learned to just have faith in myself that we are smart. We went through law school. We are hardworking. You know, we help out injured Albertans. I also do employment law. We do different areas, you know, and so we got this. And I've also been through, you know, in a health crisis. So I was in my own motor vehicle accident. I actually had 3 concussions that year, and this is about 20 years ago. And at that point in time, I was also getting to that point of saying, can I really do all this law work and, you know, get in all those billable hours to make a good impression and all that, you know, and have a family? And so then I had the car accident. And I have, like I said, I had like a rollerblading accident. Don't try to learn to rollerblade on a hill. I learned that. And then I had a mountain bike accident. And so I was not functioning very well at the office. And people didn't really understand concussions. They're just starting to now, but I understand them, and I have a lot of clients that have these issues, and I can relate personally. So if you can practice law with a triple concussion and come out the other side, and you can go through a recession, severe recession. It was in Calgary. I just moved to Edmonton. Hey, they had work there. So this is now a health crisis, and this is now a recession, and the oil and gas prices, and who knows what. And I'm not worried about it because, uh, you know, we can do it. So you just have to believe in yourself, and you just have to be creative. And the last example I want to do before I comment further on the paperwork for this part is that so after that health crisis, I then I then had my family, and I decided I can no longer do this as billable hours, because billable hours, that's not well, it is my strength. I can work like a dog as much as anybody, but my strength is to not be in that box. So I got out of the freaking box. I had our freaking is just a new thing I've developed since pandemic. It's become part of my thing. But my IT guy is traveling the world, helping me out on my computer, and I'm saying, he's traveling the freaking world, and he's my IT guy, and he's helping me out every day. I need to do that. So I had an assistant that was very techy, and I don't understand. I don't understand how a light switch works, but I can turn it on. And so this is kind of where I'm at on these things. And I'm the opposite of Deborah. So pick your personality style. She can do it all, and that is amazing. I delegate as much as I can because I get bored easy. So I have, if I can figure out the way to do it faster, or I could say lazy. If you're lazy, you'll figure out a solution to your problem. So I'm thinking, I want to spend all my time with my family. I want to spend all my time with my practice. I am not going to listen to anybody tell me how I have to be. And so that's kind of where I got into more contingency work. I don't just do contingency work. And I said, you know what? I bet you if I was motivated enough, I could do twice the work in half the time. And that's in fact what happened. After my second daughter, and people were my partners, now my partners as associate then, are saying, after the second daughter, Dawn, you're going to have to take a mat leave or whatever. Like, I never took a mat leave. Like, I highly recommend it, but it's better now. Back in the day, you did. Anyhow, so what happened was, I said, yeah, okay, that's what you're saying. But the year after my second daughter was born was when I became a partner, because I had learned to not be in a box and not set those guidelines. And so when this pandemic came, I felt obliged to come forward and try to help people, because I have been through those things. I know how overwhelming they could be until you catch on that you got this.